Hello and welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 65, Free Resources. This one is actually going to be pretty much a freestyle. So there hasn't been a whole lot actually happening on the homestead, because the only notes I have are it snowed a lot, which not a lot. I mean, maybe 3 inches. I don't know. It doesn't seem like that much. I think supposedly it was like 3 to 7 or something, but I don't think we got that much. And it's cold. It's been down into the negative. It's been a lot down into the singles. Some of our highs were the singles. But it's pretty much what everybody's experiencing. So that's what happens. And then I have that because of the cold, we have lots of water changes. So we've had to go out and, every day and sometimes 2 times a day and swap the water out for the animals. The fun thing about that is I'm actually saving all of those and I'm going to make a ice water igloo. Oh, but next week it's supposed to get warm and be rain. So that probably won't happen. But other than that, there's nothing planting, nothing been going on outside. Not a whole lot going on inside. Still working 6 days a week. This is actually Saturday night at it's 10:53 p.m. I got off work, came home, and had time and a little bit of energy, so I thought I'd record this. Couple of things. I guess we could do some business housekeeping type stuff. I do have a new podcast that came out. It is called TreeWalker's Ungovernable. It should be out on iTunes and Spotify. And the rest, I don't know, because some of them really are a pain in the butt to put them on. I won't lie. You have to do this, have to jump through this hoop, log into it. It's not worth it. I figure if it's on Apple, pretty sure, yeah, Apple and Spotify, it's going to reach most people. So, the other thing, I did open an Etsy store. We do have a cookbook out, the TreeWalker Homestead Cookbook. I think it's it's 150 some pages, so probably 140 some recipes. Every recipe that's in there we have made here. Either myself or somebody here in the family has made it. So trust that they're good recipes. Some of them we make weekly. For a while there, some of them, like the pizza dough I used for a lot of stuff, we'd make it daily for a lot of times. So that's available on the Etsy store. I'll try to put a link into the show notes for that to the Etsy store. We're going to have a couple more things going on there here before too long, but they're in the works. I'm not going to let out what they are. They are actually from some of my other personas, so we'll get that up there. I think that's about it. The Ungovernable podcast is pretty much what it sounds. It's going to talk about how to be more ungovernable so that the government can't tell you what to do or dictate what you need or that, and so you can live a good, healthy life without them. It'll pretty much, I have no set schedule for that one. It'll come out pretty much when I see something in the news that I want to do or I have time to start. There's going to be a series in it. So we'll see how that goes. It's just kind of an add-on. You can find it here on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be posted here. Okay, so let's get into the main topic, and that's free resources. What am I talking about? Am I crazy? Nothing's free. Well, it's not exactly free. You have to do a little bit of legwork and some calling. But I live about a mile away from a contractor, supplier warehouse type thing. And they always have pallets they put out pretty much every day in the summer. Right now it's probably every couple days, and some of them are very big pallets. So like the one is actually made with, I think it's 3 on that one, and I've got 2 of those now, 10-foot 2x4s. So they're going to have a few nail holes in them, but they're free. I don't know what a 10-foot 2x4 runs you. I think a stud's like between $3 and $4 right now. Have to pull them apart a little bit, so there's, your time. But then there's the other boards on it too that you can have. And I did go ahead, so, it is costing me this. I did get a board puller that's made to pull the boards off of pallets. But once that's done, everything's free, other than time and stopping to get it. And so I'm going to use those boards for some things in the house here. I kind of like, some of them are really neat. They're probably less than half an inch. And I'm going to use those for some decorative wall. So it's got the old classic board look. Probably plane them down that sort. But A lot of them will go to wrap around the IBC tote. Garden beds I have out there to make them look a little bit more appeasing. Just, it's nice to have a nice looking garden, right? But that's not the only thing. So I've gotten 2 loads so far this week, and so I got quite a bit to do. But it's cold out. If I don't get to them, they can pile up, and I can just work a whole Saturday if I ever get a Saturday off again in my life, and get that knocked out and, put them on storage in a spot. Kind of have an idea where I'm going to put them. But the second thing is, we have a local grocery store, and it's a bigger chain, but I'm not going to say their name for one, because I don't want someone going to steal mine. But if you have, it's not Myers or Walmart, but you could contact them. I don't know. This is a smaller chain, but I contacted them. Well, actually, the little lady contacted them, and I was asking about if they still had 5-gallon buckets, for free. So she asked if they had buckets for free. And I was thinking in the bakery department, because you have frosting, that sort of stuff comes in those, lard, whatever. And they used to give those away for free, or they'd be $1 or $2. So she called them, and to my surprise, they said, yeah, they have some. And they had 23 of them they were going to set aside for me. I'm like, wow, that's going to be a lot of loading, because, even stacked 23 5-gallon buckets is quite a bit. And then she said, well, you have to talk to a certain person in the floral department. I thought, okay, well, that's in the front of the store. Maybe he's got a key to the side door so I can, drive around and pick him up. So I get there, and I asked for the guy's name was Jeff. And I saw Jeff, and I went up and I asked him, I said, hey, I'm here for the buckets. He said, all right, I'll go grab them. And he came out, and these are, I don't know if they're maybe 2-gallon, 3-gallon. They're not 5-gallon. We'll have to do a test and see, and I'll have to get back with you on that. But they're a thick, black plastic kind of bucket without a handle. And what they are is it's what the flowers are delivered in. So when you go in to buy like a bouquet of flowers, they'll be in a black bucket, at least around here, with water in it to keep them fresh. And so they must get new ones all the time of that and just get rid of the old ones. So I was like taken aback at first, so I didn't ask, hey, how often do you get these in? But I will be contacting him again, and we will actually be calling at least one more store that's about a half hour away, but we've got a friend whose husband works there to see if we can get more. Because for using like I think they're called Dutch drip buckets or aquaponics or any of that, these will actually work a lot better than the white food grade buckets. Because, well, for one, light can't get through the black, so you're not going to have the moss issues. So I'm trying to get as many of them as I can right now. Even if I just want to drill holes in the bottom and grow like Rosa Sharon in them to sell or stuff like that, that's possible too. But all it took was a phone call, me going up there at a certain time to pick them up, and that was it. I got 23 of them. Like I said, I've got plans for what I'm going to do with them. They're kind of going to go into aquaponics or hydroponics type system. Maybe aquaponics, but I also, let me throw this out there too. I also have to measure the backside of the shed out there, the workshop, because I don't think it's 10 by 10. Actually, I think it's 12 foot wide, but that's not including the 2x4s, I don't think. I have to get in there and measure it, because I found a 10 foot by 10 foot grow tent, like a grow room. So it would be like the silver tarp, reflective tarp on the inside, and then like a black plastic type, canvas on the outside. I have the small one. I have the 2 foot by 4 foot one is the same material, and it's actually got holes for ductwork and all of that. And if the back of the shed's big enough, I'm going to clean the back of the shed out right away, because I need to get ready, suited up for seedlings, order this tent. We're going to install it in there, and I'll bring you along for the whole ride, install it in there, and then I'm going to have a 10 foot by 10 foot growing room. And just to get started, I don't really need the venting because it's cold out there, so we won't trap all that heat in. But for the summer, if I'm going to keep growing inside, which I might do limited, then I want to put ductwork in to circulate the air. Eventually, I want to find a way to do that too, so we can get carbon dioxide in there and get some of the oxygen out for the plants. But that'll come later, because I don't want to bring cold air straight in from the winter. So we'll have to see what we're doing there. It might even just be like kind of going to the main shop and sucking air through it, because it'll be a little bit warmer, and then it'll keep it warmer in there. But I can actually set up real hydroponics in that and grow year round. And with 10 foot by 10 foot, I'll have enough room to start my seedlings and all that in there, and it would be nice. And it's easily clean up, so if it gets too humid in there or whatever, we can clean it up. So that's on the docket too, so that's one of my plans. But we'll see. It'd be nice to actually have like a pole barn where you could set up several of those, because of the reflection and stuff and the cleaning, so if it gets moldy in one of the rooms or something because of too much humidity, you break the room down and you bleach it. So, Okay, well, I think that's going to wrap it up for another episode here. I'm glad you could come visit me. Hopefully you found this interesting, maybe helped you out, maybe gave you some ideas on what you can do. You can call local grocery stores, super centers, all those places, even like when the seeds start coming. Some of those places, you can go get the word is escaping me. The flats. You can get the flats for free from there sometimes, that sort of stuff. Just check it out. There's all sorts of ways to get free resources out there that someone else is throwing away and you might find a use for. So why pay for it when you can just use some sweat equity and get it that way? Okay, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you on the next one. And remember, stay alive out there and keep on surviving.